All right, y'all. So the results are in for this week's Pick a Card for the week of Sunday, July 28th through Saturday, August 3rd. Now, you were to select card group number 1, card group number 2, or card group number 3. And if you felt so inclined, you will also to comment your card selections in the comment section below. You have until Monday night on July 29th, I believe it is, tomorrow, to post your comments for this week's Pick a Card. And we're coming towards the end of July. So at the end of this month, or actually during next week's Pick a Card, I will announce the July winner of the giveaway. And so the more times that you commented, or the more weeks that you commented, the more times your name is in the hat. So that increases your running, your chances of winning the week of, the giveaway for the month of July. Now there's a timestamp below. So if you want to go ahead and jump ahead to your card selections, check out that timestamp so that you can skip ahead to your reading. Otherwise, I also want to encourage you to make sure that you click the link in the description box below so that you can book a personal reading. You can get my book, The Magic of Self-Love, and you can also give a donation if these general readings have been a blessing to you throughout the weeks and you just want to show some love. When you click on that link, you can go to my PayPal or my Cash App. There's an actual button for both of those there. And then you can leave a donation. So I appreciate those of you who have commented your card selections, those of you who are watching, and those of you who are booking readings or leaving a donation. Thank you so much. So those of you who selected card group number 1, your reading is up next. All right, y'all, those of you who selected card group number 1, this is your reading. I will quickly go over the introduction, the announcements I made in the introduction, just in case you skipped ahead. So make sure after you watch your reading that you click the link in my description box to book a personal reading, to also purchase my book, The Magic of Self-Love, or if you feel so inclined, you can just leave a donation. Once you click on that link, you will see access to my PayPal and Cash App links as well. But other than that, we will go ahead and get started. I want to say thank you to those of you who selected card group number 1. You all have received an onyx stone. And onyx is a stone, yes, of protection and strength. You know, it has a very strong, dominant energy, but it is also one that helps you make wise choices, wise decisions. It helps you to know how to maybe heal relationships, or add a little bit more spice to relationships that may seem dead. Or it also gives you the courage to walk away if it's time to walk away. You know, of course, that is all on you. But the onyx stone really empowers you. It is a stone of empowerment, it is a stone of protection, and it is a stone of strength. And so if you want to know more about onyx stone, is very interesting because it balances kind of between that strength and protection, and also a kind of relationship, intimate, and sexual energy too. So it has a, it carries a lot of energy with it. So if you want to learn more, you can always Google onyx in online. All right. So here are the cards that you received. The card on the bottom is your general energy, and the card that crosses it is the card that gives deeper insight to the bottom card, or can tell you what might hinder the first card that you see. And then we'll also go into your wisdom card. Again, we're looking at the week July 28th through August 3rd, and we're looking at what you most need to know, do, or be aware of in order to walk in wisdom, prosperity, abundance, joy, and love. All right? Bam. So you got the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. The Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. All right, y'all. Let's get into this. So the Page of Pentacles is a card of, obviously with the pentacle being on it, is a card of abundance, is a card of that deals with financial abundance, that deals with most obviously money, having the pentacle there. But even more deeply than that, the Page of Pentacles is the beginning of financial endeavors. It's the beginning of an idea that over time can produce wealth, can produce prosperity. And so when you see the Page of Pentacles, it's not so much like, if you know anything about tarot, it's not so much like the King of Pentacles, who is, already at his achievement, or the Nine of Pentacles, who is living in the lap of luxury already. The Page of Pentacles is holding, if you notice, he's holding his pentacle like a newborn baby, almost like a new idea, like if I plant this seed, what could grow from this? If I put this in the ground, right? Even if you look at the flowers that are already on the ground, they're little baby flowers, they're just coming up, they're just blooming. So this is the newness. This is the newness of an idea that can produce money. This is a new business idea. This is a new job. This is a new opportunity that could bring money, but it's also an opportunity that has to be nurtured. The Page of Pentacles, again, with him being kind of like, he's young. It indicates that a youthful idea, or a new idea, or a fresh start. Someone, like, let's just say if you just lost your job, or you just quit, or you're in the job market. This is one of those cards you kind of want to see, because you're starting off fresh, you're starting new. And you're still optimistic, on all of the possibilities, especially, or like if you start a new business, even like you're in the planning stage, you're in the strategizing stage, you're in the point of the endeavor where you're at the beginning, where the possibilities are endless, where the ideas are endless. I would encourage you this week to really write down all of the ideas that you have, because one thing about ideas is that they come and they go. It's like you'll have an idea about something, and if you don't write it down, you'll forget it, or you don't really, you may feel the fire of it today, but a week from now, you don't really put any action behind it, and so you kind of lose the steam behind that idea. The Page of Pentacles is all about the freshness of ideas that can bring wealth, abundance, and prosperity, but also the realisticness of it, the real down to earth, the practicality that these ideas have to be nurtured. They have to be worked. You have to begin to add not fire, but add you gotta nurture your ideas, even if you don't know everything that you're supposed to do yet. Anytime you see the pages in tarot, that youthful energy indicates that you may not know everything there is about this new endeavor, about this new opportunity, about this new job. You're still learning how this can be a profitable endeavor to you. So so you, in some ways, you have to be practical. The Pentacles is an earth card. It deals with the element of earth, of being down to earth, being practical, being still dreaming. It's not saying don't dream, but it's saying, okay, you want to start that business? All right. So what, who do you need to talk to? Who's already in that industry? Who do you want to serve? What's your target audience, or you want to, go back to school. Okay, great. For what? Why do you want to go back to school? How can going back to school be profitable to you? Or what money is needed for you to go back to school? You might only be looking at what money you can get from your degree once you graduate, but you may be overlooking what money is required for startup, or what money is required for the startup of your business. So the Page of Pentacles says, yes, be excited about your idea, but also know that you must nurture your ideas. Know that you must give life to your ideas. You can't just have an idea and not love it and not nurture it, and learn as much as you can. There's nothing wrong with being green. Look at all this green he's wearing. He's in this green field. There's nothing wrong with being green, with being new, a newbie in a field, or just new for you because maybe you've never done this before. But at the same time, the page is eager to learn. The Page of Pentacles is eager to learn because he wants this seed to grow. He wants this pentacle to grow. He wants it to be prosperous, which is very interesting that because this week your card is paired with the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is all about nurturing. The Queen of Cups is the queen of nurturing and loving and mothering and taking care of the things that are closest to your heart. So for the Queen of Cups to come with the Page of Pentacles, you know, this emotional energy that the Queen of Cups is offering you or guiding you in this week is really saying that you have to nurture your ideas. You have to show love, like pour your heart and soul into your ideas. The Queen of Cups being the queen of emotions, she is not just airy, you know what I mean? She's not just fleeting in what she loves. She pours her heart and soul into what she does, and that could be an indication of what it's going to take in order for your seed, whatever it is, to grow. Whatever it is that you're trying to nurture, whatever it is that you want to see grow. For it may not even be money for you. For some of you who selected card group number 1, it just may be a certain aspect of your life that you want to see grow, that you want to see develop more. Because the Page of Pentacles is at the very beginning of growth and development. So there may be things in your life that you want to see grow and develop and flourish. And so the Queen of Cups is saying, yes, so you're going to have to put your heart and soul into it. You can't play around. You can't, you can't half step. If it's a business you're trying to start, you can't just say, I just want a business and think that, $1 million is going to come to you next month from just 1 month of business. It can, but the Queen of Cups is saying you'll grow and flourish where you pour your heart and soul. Yep. The Queen of Cups is saying you'll grow and flourish in the areas where you pour your heart and soul. Now, let me be clear about that also. It's not just about where you pour your heart and soul, because sometimes we pour our hearts and souls into things that are dead, that are no longer viable. And that's where I think this onyx stone may be coming into play for some of you, because the onyx stone gives you strength to look at things very, real. And in a protective way. Like, you're not going to pour your heart and soul into things that are harmful and hurtful to you. You're going to pour your heart and soul into things where your heart and soul belongs. So that's important. Where your heart and soul belongs. And so when you look at the Page of Pentacles, he's already in a fertile field. He's not in a dead place. He's not like trying to plant this seed in stone. Look at that. He's already in a field of flowers that's beginning to grow. So he already knows it's a fruitful place, and now he wants to, put his seed in the ground and be fruitful and multiply as well. However you want to, look at that for your own life. So you have to pour your heart and soul into areas that are already fruitful. And not fruitful because, so-and-so is making a lot of money in this area, so I'm going to go over there and make a lot of money. No. If that's not what your heart is into, it's like I tell younger people all the time. Like, they say, I'm gonna go get a job doing X, Y, and Z because I know it's a lot of money in that job. But if your heart and your soul isn't there, you're going to get sick of it so fast, you're not going to want that job. It's going to be miserable. As a matter of fact, it won't be a blessing to you, so it has to be where your heart and soul is. So remember the purpose of this week. We're looking at what wisdom do you most need to know, do, or be aware of in order to, walk in your highest good, but also in your in wisdom, in joy, abundance, prosperity, wealth, and love. So if you are looking for prosperity, wealth, and love, that doesn't come from a place where your heart is not. You know what I mean? It comes in areas where your heart is, and also in fruitful places, not in dead places. So be willing to let go of the dead places, things where your heart is no longer excited, or where you need to maybe add more heart energy to and bring more excitement to. Then maybe you could do that as well. But follow your heart. Follow your heart. Let your heart be what tells you where your fruitful places are. All right. So your wisdom of the oracle card, wow, is serendipity. So let me see what that says. 1 second. Serendipity. 1 second. All right, so serendipity is opportunity allied with readiness. Wow. The awareness of synchronicity, luck, and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols, a magical alignment of events. You've stepped into alignment with the greater good, where your dreams and the collective dream resonate in exquisite harmony. Now is the time for luck and preparation to meet and create miracles that you could never have planned all by yourself. Keep in mind that you are a channel for providence right now, as a higher energy uses you as a force on behalf of the whole world. Your fortune becomes everyone's fortune. Everything you bring into being now will leave a wondrous legacy for others in the future. Your service to the world is being supported at this time. Expect the unexpected and smile, for Spirit loves you so very much. All right, so that is a really good reading and so on point. You know, where it said that, you know, serendipity is where luck and preparation meet. That is definitely the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, he has the money or the opportunity, or, you know, the doors are beginning to open up to him. Yes, he's already in a fruitful place, but he has to begin to strategize. He has to begin to plant his seed in the ground. He can't just look at it all day. He has to actually, you know, it's not about working hard and being a slave, but it is about preparation. When you see the Page of Pentacles, is telling you to start preparing for where you're wanting to go. And the Queen of Cups is saying yes, and go in the direction of your heart. And go in the direction where your heart is protected. Not just, you know, don't try to change people and circumstances and things like that. Go in the direction of your heart and your true purpose, and where your heart is really wanting to be. And plant your seeds there and grow, and then watch. Some people will look at you and say you're lucky, but it's really just you just allowed good fortune, good opportunities to flow to you, and you prepared yourself for them. All right, so that is your reading for this week, and thank you so much for allowing me to share a bit of wisdom with you all this week, and thank you for watching. All right, y'all. So those of you who selected card group number 2, this is your reading. I will quickly go over the announcements that I talked about in the beginning, just in case some of you skipped ahead to this reading. Make sure that you click the link in my bio or in the description box below, so that you can book a personal reading, or purchase my book, The Magic of Self-Love. Or if this reading blesses you in any kind of way, you just want to give a donation, on that same link, you can scroll down and go to my PayPal or Cash App links and leave a donation. No donation is too small or too big. It's a blessing for both of us. And so you received the stone that you have here is carnelian. It's a very pretty kind of like orange red stone. And a carnelian a lot of times deals with those root and sacral chakra issues of life, and it helps to calm down any anger, jealousy, envy, like those types of emotions, but it also helps you to restore your own vitality. So sometimes we get drained just from having different emotions that we may feel, and so it actually, instead of allowing us to stay depleted from different emotions that we may have exerted, it actually helps to build our emotional strength back up, and our own personal vitality back up, so that we don't feel weakened, you know, by different things that we maybe have felt. It's also, yes, it is one of those like it can build that sexual energy as well. And also it can help with business and money and bringing abundance to you. So it's a very, very powerful stone. If you want to know more, make sure you Google carnelian. All right, so the card on the bottom is your general energy, your general message. The card that crosses it actually gives more insight to that card or tells you what could hinder that card or help you with that energy. And then we'll also go into your wisdom card. All right, so this week you received the Emperor and the King of Swords. Gosh, that just makes so much sense when I'm seeing this right here. Okay, I'll explain. The Emperor and the King of Swords. Wow, this is some serious fire, strong energy. Neither good nor bad. Don't get scared. I'm just saying this is some powerful energy right here. These two cards together ain't about being played with. Okay, they are not about being taken advantage of or being played with. This week, the Emperor is a card of claiming your empire. When you see the Emperor, when I see the Emperor, I always think about someone who needs to claim their empire, claim, to determine their borders, their boundaries, and to say what will and will not happen in their sphere of influence. The Emperor, when you think about what an emperor does, the emperor has a whole empire of people that he has to govern, that he has to protect, that he has to make sure get fed, that he has to rule over, right? And because there's so much going on, there could be a lot of things going on in his empire, between politics, some people want this, some people want that, at some point he has to draw the line. He has to put his foot down. He has to say what will be and what won't be in his empire. This week, July 28th through August 3rd, this may be the energy that you are feeling, where you are really having to put your foot down, where you're really having to say what will and will not happen in your world. This could be, maybe because you have dealt with a lot of people who, want to push you this way or that way, or maybe you've been feeling very passive and you need a little bit more fire, a little bit more aggression. But it could just be you just needing to be clear on what you want and don't want. And knowing that you have the power to do so and you have the right to do so because it's your life. It's your life. If you look at this card, the Emperor, first of all, look at all these like ram's heads. That's the one of the symbols for the zodiac sign Aries, the ram. And so Aries energy is always aggressive in a kind of way that it is very forward moving. It's very about clearing the path. It's about advancing forward. It's about also knowing who you are, because the key words for the sign Aries are I am. So you are encouraged this week to really ask yourself, who am I? Because a lot of times we deal with things in life because we don't know who we are. So we just accept whatever people give us. We accept whatever opportunities come. We accept, whatever they tell us on our jobs. We accept whatever kind of, relationships are offered to us. We just think we just have to go along with it. But this Emperor is saying, no, you don't. Actually, you are the one who commands your own universe. It's not anybody else. Just because somebody presents you with an opportunity and they make it sound all good, ask yourself, but is this in line with who I am, though? Do I even want what this person is offering? Do I even want to date this person? Do I even want to marry this person? And even if your answer is still yes, be able to clearly know why. The Emperor knows why he makes certain alliances. He doesn't ally himself with another empire just because the other emperor wanted to. No, it has to be beneficial to his kingdom. It has to be beneficial to his empire. And yes, this is a lot of masculine energy, but this is for men and women. Whoever is watching, you picked this card group, so this must be the message you need to hear. Is that is your world. I'm not telling you don't be considerate of other people, but what's the saying? It's your world. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. You know what I mean? Like, that's what people should be saying to you. Like, wow, it's your world. Yes, what you allow in your life, who you allow in your life, what jobs you choose or don't choose, who you decide who you will partner with, marry, have a relationship with, or whatever, it has to be a benefit to you, and it has to be aligned to who you are. If you're making decisions this week, or if you have made them up until this week, that you didn't feel 100% about, you were just kind of going along to get along, the emperor is saying, no, it's time to cut that out. It's time to cut that out. Anytime you see an emperor, whenever they have like what looks like a ball in their hand, it's like the globe. So they're saying the world is mine. The world is mine. And then even his staff, it looks like the Kemetic symbol, or the Egyptian symbol for an Ankh, the symbol of life. And so in your hand is your world and your life. And you, this is a good time to really be clear on who you are, what you will allow in your world, and what you will allow in your life, what you will allow in your home, what you will accept on your job. Sometimes we think that, because our jobs pay us, that we have to accept everything that goes on, because we don't want to lose our paychecks. But you just never know with standing up for yourself. You might not lose your money. They might actually value you taking a stand, or you might find out, hey, this isn't where I need to be, because it's hurtful to who I am in the long run. So this emperor, and I'll think about even this carnelian, all the things I said opening up about this. And I don't look at these cards before I flip them over. So, I just put the stones on them. But what's so interesting is, having this power, fire energy of a carnelian with this, look at all this red on here, all this fire energy, all this, aggressive energy is not always bad. Because it helps you take a stand. It helps you, determine your borders. It helps you, or your boundaries and your limitations of what you will and will not allow into your life. And so the emperor is saying that. Now, if you've been dealing with the emperor kind of person in your life and you don't like it, then, you need to remind them and you that you are the, the master of your life. You are the one who decides what will and will not be in your life. Now, paired with this King of Swords, oh my gosh, like, if this is not your week to like take a stand, to speak clearly, to think clearly, and to speak clearly, and not be sugarcoating nothing, I swear this is really your time, because the King of Swords sugarcoats nothing. I mean, really, oh my God, look at him. He is looking dead straightforward with that sword in his hand and a clenched fist, almost like he's like, yeah, I dare you. I dare you to come to me with some foolishness. The sword's energy deals a lot with what you say, what you think. It's all about mental energy, communication, logic, and all that kind of stuff. So, you can't rule your kingdom just off of emotion. You know what I mean? You can't just be all willy-nilly and crazy about it. You got to be logical and clear. So that's why I say you have to know who you are. The King of Swords is clarifying that this card is really saying, yeah, you really got to know who you are, and you got to say it clearly. Because some people, oh Lord, some people will keep getting over until you don't allow it anymore. It's sad, but it's true. But when you know who you are, and you're not afraid to say it, and you're not afraid to be very clear with your words, it doesn't mean you have to be hurtful. Okay, we are at the tail end of a Mercury retrograde, so you don't want any, Mercury retrograde deals with communication, and, sometimes there's miscommunication. So you definitely want to speak clearly, especially if you feel this week that your boundaries are being crossed in a way that you just really don't like. You need to speak up for yourself and to speak clearly. The good thing about the King of Swords, even beyond that, like if you look at, I guess this is his throne behind him, and he steals butterflies and even the moon, he's not just being direct for the sake of hurting the person that he's being direct with. He's the king, again, like the emperor, so he has to, govern his realm, right? But if you look back here, you see these butterflies and the crescent moons, and it's really, when you see butterflies, you think about transformation. You think even about the difficulty sometimes of transformation. When you see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly, it's a beautiful process from our perspective, but it's not the easiest process for a caterpillar. And in order for a caterpillar to become a butterfly, it has to go through all of the stages in the cocoon, and it has to be able to break that cocoon, with its little legs or its wings or whatever. I'm not a animal scientist. But I do know that, any caterpillar that can't come out of its own cocoon automatically dies, because it needs to be able to force its own way out, or to use its own force in order to fly like a butterfly. And so that's the same way. Like, sometimes we want to have that butterfly experience without going through the process. And the King of Swords is, yes, if you want to get there, and you can get there, you can be like that beautiful butterfly, you know what I mean? You can fly, you can be, all these beautiful things, but sometimes that's going to require speaking up for yourself, drawing the line in the sand. Because if you can't draw that line in the sand, how can you get to the other side? How can you flourish? How can you grow? How can you have that joy? This week is all about, what do you most need to know, do, or be aware of in order to walk in your joy, abundance, prosperity, wealth, and love. How can you have those things if you don't say what you need in love? How can you have those things in your business and really flourish if you're afraid to ask for the money, or you're afraid of, telling people, what your policies are, or whatever. I don't know, whatever that means for you. If you're afraid to speak up for yourself, if you're afraid to lay down the law, if you're afraid, and again, it doesn't mean it has to be harsh. It just means you just have to be honest with yourself first, and then honest with others. The King of Swords demands clarity, and for you to be direct. And the reason, it's almost like, you ever had like one of those teachers in school who was really hard, or very strict. And I don't mean one of those teachers that you felt was just strict because he or she didn't care. But I mean one of those teachers, at the core of it, you knew they were hard because they cared, because they knew that you could do better. If you had one of those, if you played sports and you had a coach that was really, could always make you run an extra lap, or always make you do 50 more push-ups, but it's because they saw your greatness. You know what I mean? So it feels hard in the moment, but the result in the end is beneficial, is glorious, And so that's what these two cards are saying, is that you can't be the emperor of your life, and you can't flourish like this butterfly back here, being passive, being afraid of saying what you want and you need. Always, and if you're engaged in a lot of senseless, useless arguments, the emperor argues with no one. The emperor argues with no one. You know what I mean? What is the U.S. policy? They don't negotiate with terrorists. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the emperor does not negotiate with anybody who wants to terrorize his empire. Why? People who only want to come with strife, adversity, just enmity, just all types of drama. Why would you even keep arguing? Even if you're right, why would you keep arguing with these people? What, to prove you're right? The emperor doesn't care to prove he's right. The emperor already knows he rules his kingdom, so he really don't care if you like him or not. It's all about protecting his kingdom and moving forward, and making sure that his empire flourishes. The same with the King of Swords. So some people, you just gotta stop dealing with. If you're engaged in a lot of pettiness, a lot of arguments, a lot of cattiness, you just have to decide for yourself first what it is that you actually need. Like, why are you even arguing? You know what I mean? Why? What are you hoping to gain? What is it that you really need? Who are you really? And then stand strong in that position. that's how you flourish. That's how you grow, you know. So you received your wisdom card. Oh, it's a soft kind of sweet card, mending. So this should be interesting. Let's see. Let's see what mending says. 1 second. Mending, forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Oh my God, did I not just say arguments? Okay, each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Oh my God. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now's the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. Oh my God. I really hope y'all are hearing this. I really hope y'all are hearing this. See, what did I just say? The king argues with no one. The emperor argues with no one. Both of these energies know exactly who they are, what they need, and they're not afraid of saying it and drawing that line in the sand and moving forward. And mending, those people that you can heal with, those people that you can come to some sort of consensus with, by all means do it. If you can't, forgive and let go, because it's all about setting yourself free. You can't rule and reign and be the leader of your life and move forward and be this beautiful butterfly when you still angry and have relationships that you haven't mended, or you still rehearsing arguments over and over again, having the same arguments with the same people, or you're not even in front of them. You sitting at home by yourself having a whole argument in your head, like, yeah, next time I'm gonna tell them this. It's like, let that go. You gotta set yourself free if you want to rule, if you want to really put yourself in a higher place. All right. So that is your reading for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Make sure you click the link below. Also, make sure that, I don't think I said this at the beginning of y'all's reading, but make sure that you, if you comment your card selections, comment your card selections by Monday, July 29th, then you will still be in the running to win the giveaway for the month of July, which I will announce next week. All right. So thank you so much. Peace and love. All right, so those of you who selected card group number 3, this is your reading. I want to just quickly go over a couple of the announcements at the beginning, just in case you skipped ahead. Make sure if you're watching this by Monday, July 29th, that you can still comment your card selections and be in the running to win this month's giveaway, which will be announced next week. So make sure that you do that if you're watching this on or before July 29th. Also, make sure that you click my link in the description box so that you can book your own personal reading, a more specific reading customized for you. Also, get my book, The Magic of Self-Love. And if you'd like to leave a donation, you can do that at that same link there. You'll scroll down and see my links for PayPal and Cash App. And that's really beneficial, because if any of these free readings benefit you in any kind of way or bless you in any kind of way, you just want to share that energy, do reciprocity. So, but I appreciate those of you who have commented and those of you who are watching. And so this week, those of you who selected card group number 3 received the stone pyrite. And pyrite, I like pyrite because a lot of times it has the nickname fool's gold, because it kind of looks like gold, right? It's shimmery and all that kind of stuff. And so for a while it kind of got downplayed, because people are like, oh, that's not real gold, it's fool's gold. It's the gold that fools think is gold, but it's not real gold. And the reason why I got that name is because, people, especially in the gold rush, going mining for gold, and they would see this stone and they would get so excited and they would stop digging, and they would take this gold back, this pyrite, and then they would find out it wasn't even real gold. But quote unquote fool's gold or pyrite is always found where the real gold is. And so it's always a sign, if you keep digging, you will get actually what you need. It's also a fire stone. So it can spark, it brings fire, it can bring life, healthy energy, and help you to utilize your instinct and your intuition along with your logic, put them together and make them work for you. So it's really, really good. Really, really good stone to work with. All right, so the cards that you received this week, the one on the bottom is your general energy, the general wisdom you need to know. The card that crosses it is the card that can assist with that, help you get there, or show you what could hinder that. And then we'll also go into your wisdom card. All right, so you receive this week the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. I knew this card was going to come out for somebody. I just happen to know. So the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So this week July 28th through Saturday, August 3rd, we are looking at what you most need to know, do, or be aware of. Not only to walk in wisdom, but to have prosperity, wealth, abundance, and love. And so it's very interesting that you got the Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles, being a Pentacles card, deals a lot with financial wealth and resources. The Queen of Pentacles, if you look at her, she's kind of matronly, a matronly woman, and she's lovingly holding her pentacle. And she's kind of looking down at it with almost like a mother would look down at her baby in her arms. But because she knows that her resources are precious, she knows that her resources go far. How she utilizes her resources, just like a mother with her baby, she knows she can love and nurture her baby, or she can be abusive to her baby. And so this week you are asked to look at how are you being with your resources. Are you like that loving, mother figure who is loving and nurturing her resources and taking care of them? Or are you abusive? Are you an abusive parent to your money? Are you, how is your money being spent? How is your money being used? How is your money being utilized? How are you sharing your resources? The Queen of Pentacles typically indicates that you may even have resources that you don't see. You may be saying to yourself, what do you mean prosperity, wealth, joy? And I don't have none of that. I'm struggling. I'm working hard, And the Queen of Resources, the Queen of Pentacles is the Queen of Resources. She can actually, it's that energy of being able to see resources that you thought you didn't have. It's almost like, you ever go to somebody's house and they say, girl, I don't have nothing to wear. I don't have no clothes, right? And then you go to their house and you look in their closet and you're like, gosh, you got a lot of clothes. I wish I had what you had. But they're so used to it that they can't see what they have. And we do this all the time. We look in the refrigerator and we say, oh, there's nothing, I don't have anything to eat. And then, but your mom can look in the refrigerator, like when you're a kid, or your grandma, grandfather, whoever, and can see a whole meal, right? But you just don't have the eyes to see it. And the Queen of Pentacles is saying, I keep wanting to call her the Queen of Resources, but she's calling to you to look at your resources. You have resources that you think you don't have. And even though this is a Pentacles card, and so a lot of times, the most obvious connection is money, is actual physical money. But it's almost like I'm feeling that some of you picked card group number 3. You have resources that's beyond money, but you're thinking that if you don't have all the money you need, you don't have any resources. But you have resources in people. You have resources in friends. You have resources in information. Like I tell people all the time, like you can Google almost anything. Almost anything I remember back in the day, and I still go to the library now, but I remember back in the day, and those of you of a certain age will know, like if you wanted to know something, you either had to have like a set of encyclopedias in your house, or your friend had some encyclopedias, or somebody had to take you to the library, and then you had to find the book and do all this, what I mean? And now, you can go on your smartphone and just tap in one word, and it'll pull up everything you need to know about that one thing. And because we have so much access to information now, there are some people who say, I don't know how to do something. It's like, if you just Google it, you can find out. Like, it's almost nothing you can't find out if you really, really want to know it. And so that's what the Queen of Resources, Queen of Pentacles is saying to you all. Like, you may think that you don't have what you need, but this week you need to like go through everything that you have and look at everything that you have. And it's almost like I see some of you going through your closets and like pulling out every piece of clothing that you have and looking at it and really being like, wow, I didn't even realize, I forgot about this pair of jeans. I forgot about this shirt, or even old accounts, even check old accounts. Like if you had, maybe somebody, when you were born, somebody bought a bond or a stock for you that is matured, and you're thinking that you have no money, but you don't even realize that before you were born, somebody put a little bit of money aside or bought, a U.S. bond or something like that if you're in the United States watching, or whatever it is, wherever you are, but bought bonds or stocks or just something that you don't even realize. Also, make sure that you talk to your elders, because sometimes they'll say something, especially like elders in your family, and they'll reveal to you that maybe they own land that they're trying to get back. Like if you just go down to the deeds and records, you might even find that your family is owed money, or there's land in your family's name that nobody even knows exists. But again, see the Queen of Pentacles is not just waiting for this money to land in her lap. She is so resourceful. She is that woman who is like, her family's thinking, we don't have any food, and she can whip up a stew and feed not only her family, but everybody on the block. You know what I mean? That's the energy you need to tap into this week. You need to become the Queen of Pentacles. You need to look at everything that's in your house and look at everything that you own. You probably have more than what you think you have. Even do an inventory, like I was alluded to earlier, an inventory of your relationships, your friendships. You might not have what you think you need, but you might have a friend who knows somebody who knows somebody, you know what I mean? Or who knows exactly what you need. Resources do not always look like money. That's the most common one that we think of, but they don't always look like money. And when we actually properly utilize our resources instead of abusing them or speaking as though we don't have, we'll actually find that we have more than enough to prosper. And so you also received the Page of Wands. And anytime the pages appear in a reading, they're a very youthful energy. They are, that kind of energy that doesn't have all the answers just yet, but isn't afraid to try, isn't afraid to move forward. And so the Page of Wands is very energetic. The Page of Wands is very much, the wands are all about drive and motivation and inspiration and, taking risk. And so the Page of Wands this week is all about taking risk. It's all about looking at something, like even in the way he's looking at this staff, right? It's like he's looking at it like it's totally something brand new, like wow, like something so innovative. You know what I mean? Like you might find things in your house that you think are useless, and you may realize like, no, I can do something with this. You might find things in your house that you think have no value, but you put it on eBay or Poshmark, Craigslist, whatever, and somebody's actually willing to pay you for, something that's just been lying around your house. The Page of Wands is encouraging you to look at what you have with fresh eyes. Look at and I'm not talking about just using people and things, but I am talking about recognizing the true jewel that you have. What did I say in the opening when I said about this pyrite, this fool's gold? That fools would look at this and say, oh, it's gold, and stop digging. And then they realize that it's not gold, and then they would get frustrated. They would toss it, and they didn't even realize, first of all, this stone still holds value because of the energy that it carries. But secondly, it's letting you know that there's possibly gold nearby. So some of you have been treating your lives like fool's gold. I don't have this, I don't have that, you know, taking bad risk, even taking risks that like get rich quick schemes, or I'm gonna make a lot of money if I do this. You taking the fool's gold route instead of taking the true gold, and continuing to dig and continuing to look at what you have and actually seeing the true value and the true wealth and what is actually in front of you. So this week you are highly encouraged to really look at the actual resources that you currently have, whether they're physical, monetary, people resources, whatever, and just looking at the true value of what you have and appreciating it. You're not even just looking at it just so you can sell it on eBay, but just being thankful for what you do have, because the more it is true, the more you show gratitude, the more it comes back to you. All right. So, but if you're looking at what you have and you with disgust and irritation and you're throwing it away because you think it's fool's gold, you're not valuing it, then you will continue to be stagnant, But if you want to flourish and grow, you've got to look at your resources, do an inventory of your house, your friends, appreciate it, say thank you, and then say, okay, where do I go from here? Ask yourself, pray about it, meditate, whatever you do, about where you go from there, with that new awareness of the wealth that you already have. All right. And so, wow. Okay. So the wisdom card that you received this week is imagine. All right. So let's see what that says. Let's add a little bit more insight to your reading this week. Imagine, turning imagination into manifestation. Wow. Creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity, illusions. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You are gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. Wow. So, if I had to summarize all of this together, look at your resources, take inventory, take stock, look at what you have with fresh eyes, with renewed appreciation, and imagine how that looks going forward, what you want to manifest with that, because you only manifest, when you imagine, a lot of times people imagine what's not here, right? So I'm here, but maybe I'm imagining myself at Disney World. I don't know. I'm just saying something, right? Or I'm imagining myself having something, and then we get stuck because what we imagine it seems so far away that we think we can't have it. But imagine this card, having pulled the Imagine card with the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands is really telling you, no, look at what you have and imagine what it could be. You really only truly manifest what you have and what you already are. So if you're angry and bitter all the time, you continue to imagine and then manifest more angry and bitter situations. If you see yourself as already prosperous and abundant and also innovative with what you have, then you begin to imagine and manifest more of that for your life. So don't just dream and imagine and be disgusted with your present circumstance. Take your present circumstance and magnify it, multiply it. Take what you have. If you have all you have is a wonderful peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now, like imagine that plus more good food. You know what I mean? Like take what you have, imagine bigger, and manifest more. That's how you manifest more. All right. So that is your reading for this week. I so appreciate you allowing me to come into your world this week and really speak some words of wisdom. I hope that you heard what you needed to hear. Make sure you click the link below and book a personal reading. Share this video with your friends. And until we speak again, I'm wishing you so much peace and love. All right, y'all. So thank you for reading this week's Pick a Card for the week of July 28th through August 3rd. Those of you who commented by July 29th, your card selections, then you are in the running to receive, to win the giveaway for the end of the month, which will be announced next week. Make sure that you click the link below in order to book a personal reading and to get the magic of self-love. Or if you want to leave a donation, you can do that through PayPal and Cash App. And that information is on that link as well. Thank you so much for letting me come into your world this week and share some words of wisdom. Make sure you let me know how this video has impacted you, and also share this with your family and friends if you think it can benefit them as well. Again, thank you so much, and until we speak again, I'm wishing you all so much peace and love.